saying, "Who is that Negro?" All right. They say you always got to break the ice. Is the ice broken a little bit? All right. So I am the HipHoptimist, Mr. Miscellaneous, the main sticker, Run Mac, all of those things. My mama didn't name me none of that. She named me Leron Charles McAdoo, and my father was upset about it because he wanted my name to be Leron Edward. But when they came in with the birth certificates, he said the boy name is this. So it's always mama's baby. With my brother, when I was in college, started a company called Backyard Enterprises. And that company specialized in music, writing, and art from an underground perspective. And now that we are 30 years strong, from 1990 30 years we've been here serving, being in the presence, in the midst, doing what we need to do, activism, motivating, performing, entertaining, educating, being out there. And so our mantra is a little different than from an underground perspective. It is express, entertain, and empower. And with that being the case, I want to get y'all Mctivated. Everybody say Mctivated. Mctivated. So my motivation coaching brand is Mctivated. So I want to get y'all Mctivated. As a matter of fact, during COVID is when I really put this in full gear, because I looked out and I said, where's the motivation? Where's the inspiration? Even in the church, I had to remind my pastor that the church is not a building. It's the people. And we have to keep serving even though we can't go to a building, because a building is nothing but brick and mortar, but the church are the soul, are the mind, are the individuals, are the workers, are the laborers, are the ministers in the field. So, because this is about you. This isn't about anybody else. It's about you. Yes. It's about you moving forward. Yes. And so you have to, as I say to my clients, dig deep every heartbeat, because you never know. You never know. COVID showed us that you never know. You got to dig deep every heartbeat. So what does that mean? That means being driven. So during COVID, I started to put my own inspiration together, and this is called the Reset Project. And in this book, I have something that I call Driven, and the D stands for dream big. You need to dream so big that it seems impossible. If somebody said, man, my dream is to touch that balloon right there, that's not a dream. I can do that. If my dream was incredible, crazy, impossible, like, I am going to jump off this building. Now, raise your hand if you think that's crazy.
Oh, yeah.
That's crazy. So what does that mean? What does that mean? Your dream has to be big enough that you need help to do it. Amen. You need somebody to show you how to put on a parachute or build a slide or something. You need materials. You need resources. You need something other than yourself to really get to your dream. The second part of driven is the R, the results. You have to know what results you want. As children right now, as students in school, as a 30-year educator, you have to know. I tell my children, my students, my kids all the time, you got to know where you're going. And I'm going to get to that a little later on. And the I is for issues. And a young lady came by my house. She created a play called Issues. And she had a saying, and I've been saying it ever since. And the saying was, if you got issues, it's you. Big toe. Big toe right there. If you got issues, a lot of times it's you. It's not the teacher. It's not the textbook. It's not the time. You can make time. You can learn what you want to learn. You can get past any teacher. I don't care how racist, how much they try to come at you, how much they try to get you down, you can even get past that teacher, because the world ain't gonna give you no stops. The world ain't gonna give up nothing for you. You gotta keep moving. You gotta keep moving. All right? So, views is the V. That means you have to solicit, take in, accept, start to go and solicit and ask for other people's views. But make sure they're people that you can trust. Make sure they're people that you can count on. Make sure they're people that will take you to the next level. Don't go to Lump and Lulu and Junior now. They don't know what to tell you. A lot of your peers will tell you stuff, they don't even know what they're talking about. You know, I know Google and YouTube is wonderful, but you gotta be careful. Go to somebody you trust, some living flesh, people right there before you. All right, the E is for effort, and effort is that grind. Effort is when you're willing to discipline yourself, when you're willing to have a habit of doing something good. And every time you develop a habit, every time you develop a routine, a regimen, when you think about successful people, all of them have habits. All of them have effort. All of them. Kobe Bryant would practice so hard. As a matter of fact, I don't even want you to practice till you get it right. I want you to practice till you can't get it wrong. That's what effort is. You practice and practice till you can't get it wrong. Non-stop focus is the end. And when your focus is on, that's it. When you're in school, when you say to yourself, I want to learn this particular thing, then you focus on it. As a poet, like Blossom, myself, my poet antenna is always up. When I hear something, I say, that's good right there. I felt that. I'm going to write that down. I'm going to take note of that. I'm going to put that in my mental Rolodex. I am going to keep that so that I can grow from that. That's going to be a seed for me. Yes, me too. When your focus is up, when you're in that class and you don't want those distractions, when you're in class, you want to be focused on what you're supposed to do. Make the main thing the main thing. Yeah, right. You in school to get out. As I told my kids who are both in college now, thank you, God. But I told them, I said, man, y'all legally and chronologically are adults. I told my daughter and son that. And I said, but you're not grown. Right. Come on. This is the distinction right here. One is a legal distinction and a chronological distinction. The other one is I can go pay my own bills and get out on my own type distinction. That's what grown is. Adult is the police can stop you and put you in a certain place because you adult. Right. So I told him, you are an adult in the law's eyes, but you ain't grown. So then my son, I said, hey man, he said, Daddy, I'm hungry. I said, man, you look in the refrigerator? He said, nah. I said, you look in the cupboard? No. Look in the cabinet? No. You look on the countertop? No. I said, man, you ain't hungry, you lazy. If you were hungry, you go in there and find something and fix something. I said, well, go buy you something to eat. He said, but Daddy, I'm just an adult. I was like, oh, okay. I ain't grown yet. All right. You want me to pay for your food? Yeah. Exactly. Daddy got a cash app request. I had to buy my breakfast. What? Okay. I didn't eat no Chick-fil-A. All right. So that's what driven is about, and I'm almost finished. Raise your hand if you've ever heard of a GPS. Okay, some people, he's not sure right there. That one right there, he's not sure. Have you heard of one? Be decisive with it. Put your hand up. If you heard of one, put your hand up. I need to see you. Don't be shy with it. Don't play with it. If you know something, know you know it. Yes, that's right. All right? So a GPS is this great device, but it doesn't work if you put I don't know into it. If you don't know your destiny, you'll end up in I don't know. You got to put something in your GPS of life more than I don't know. My children could not tell me I don't know. They had to tell me something other than I don't know in my house. Everybody say, get Mctivated.
Get Mctivated.
So, I'm glad we have some young people here because I'm going to go down what I tell my children or students, I call them children too, my students when I'm coaching them. In 7th grade, you need to start taking the ACT. So if you hadn't started taking the ACT, I know parents, it's a little change. You're going to have to pull out the pocket, but this is the deal. You pay for it now, you won't have to pay for it later when they get that scholarship. So ACT needs to start in 7th grade. 8th grade, really know your favorite subject. Really know it. And once you know your favorite subject, start looking for people who are in that subject. I did a thing called the Manhood and Womanhood Project with my kids and my students. I happened to be at the alternative school. And I did the Manhood and Womanhood Project where they had to interview 12 men if they were boys and 12 women if they were girls. So they would know what womanhood and manhood was about.
Wow.
So, and that's just part of the program. So in the 7th grade is when that needs to happen. 8th grade, favorite subject. Oh, and you're still taking the ACT in the 8th grade too. Because every time you take it, you get 4 to 2 points better. And you have 12 times to take it. So 8th grade, I had my students and my children, I had them take it again. And they start building on that score. 9th grade, start thinking about what your career is going to be. Start investigating careers. Everybody wants to be a rapper. But there are videographers, there are photographers, there's publicists, there are agents, there's producers, there's, yeah. But I'm just saying within the field of music itself is so many things that you probably never thought of. If you like music, if you like entertainment, there's so many places you can go. So figure out what your career is, but better yet, make sure it's your calling. Make sure it's what you're built to do. It's what you're built for. As you say. 10th grade, you start thinking post-high school. 10th grade, you're starting to think post-high school. You're looking at what programs out there you kind of like. What colleges do you like? What trade schools do you like? Do you like to plumb? Do you like to do electric work? Do you like to work with auto mechanics, which is almost like computer engineering now? Do you like those things? If you like that, this is the time to start exploring that and start being an apprentice under that. That's on you. You got to figure that out. That ain't on mama and daddy. That's on you to figure out what you were built for. Because God gives a vision to one person, gives a view to everybody. There's a difference between a view and a vision. Your vision is yours independently, alone, solo, dolo. You got to find out what your vision is. That's how you know where you're going after 10th grade. When your post-high school thinking is going on. 11th grade is your transcript year. That's the transcript you're going to send to colleges. You're not going to send your 12th grade transcript to a college. All the scholarships gone by then.
Wow.
At the start of 12th grade, your transcript is the one you send it to a college. I'm telling you what to put in your GPS now. Yeah. I don't see nobody writing this down. I'm a school teacher, my fault. You don't have to write it down. I'm just used to seeing certain things. I'm just used to seeing certain things when I drop certain things. But make sure, put this somewhere in your psyche. In the 11th grade, that's the transcript that matters. I've had so many students come to me and say, Mr. Matt, I wish I would have had your class before 12th grade. I wish you would have told me this before 12th grade. I was going to get busy 12th grade. Oh, too late. Yeah, because the scholarships are first come, first serve. And you want the best transcript you can get in 11th grade so you can get those scholarships. And you need to send out all those fillers. They may have internships ready for you. 11th grade, that summer, between that and 12th grade, they're sending you out on paid. My son went to WashU. Man, it's so crazy. They got maids for the dormitory at WashU. Then he went to Nebraska. He hated it. There wasn't no black barbers anywhere. He did an internship there. But these are the opportunities that are out there for free. You're going all across this country because of what God has gifted you with. Yes. 12th grade, that's when you start applying. And really, after you apply and get those acceptance letters in, because I'm calling it and claiming it right now, once you get those acceptance letters in, then you're picking and choosing instead of trying to scramble to get into whatever school you get into. That's my story. My story was scramble to get in any school I could get into. I didn't want that to be my children's story, and I don't want it to be your story. Yeah. I'm going to end with this right here. Raise your hand if you've ever heard of imagination. That's what it's going to take. Yep. You're going to have to imagine something. Tell me, somebody, what is imagination? Somebody, raise your hand. Yes, ma'am.
Something that it's basically kind of like a dream. It's like something you want, but you probably can't get it.
Oh, no, don't put the can't get on there. But I like the part about it's like a dream. I love that. Yes. Anybody want to add to that? Don't let her be the bravest person in this room. That's what I'm talking about. Yes,
Imagination is like a dream, that you can think of.
You can think it. It's in your brain. It's in your mind. It's in your essence, your imagination. Okay, yes, sir. You wanted to say something?
Imagination, it means you want to, you can always think it up in your head, and you might get it.
Right. And I love the part you said you want it. You want your imagination to happen.
Amen. Yes.
It's a dream. It's there. It's in your head.
Come on, come on.
Ooh, that sounds like faith.
Yeah.
When you can imagine something that's not before your eyes, imagine it. It's invisible, but it's attainable. You can obtain it. And you know they define faith a certain way. The complete and ultimate trust in something that has no proof, you call that faith. Everybody say Mctivated.
Mctivated.